What's up, guys? Another episode of Pixel Effect here. Thankfully I've had time to get a few videos recorded, just gotta process them and stuff, but I did this one a few days ago, and like I told you guys, I'm making sure now I have recording set, because the first time I did it, I talked for like 30 minutes. Turns out none of it was recorded. But what I did was I did a tier list video, and I want to do more of these, but I did one on Sonic and how I rate the games. So we're going to go through that again and everything. And like I said, let me know if you guys agree with this list. If you don't, you know, I've been a Sonic fan since '91. You know, I was born before that, but of course I've followed Sonic since the beginning. I played all the games. I have all the games. I have the comics. I have the spin-off comics. I have game magazines that had them in it. You know, I have a Dreamcast. I have, you know, old ties, socks, all that good stuff that had Sonic in it. You know, I've been a fan since the start. Have soundtracks. It means a lot to me. But the game series has been bounced back and forth on stuff. But anyway, let's jump right into it and just start going through here. Already I had did this. We're gonna add another list in here because I couldn't fit. Yep. So we're gonna add that in there. Let's see. Okay, we're just gonna ignore new. Just ignore new. New's not there. I can go ahead and clear that. Yeah, delete that row. Okay, we're good. Okay, first things first, it gives us Knuckles Chaotix. We're gonna stick that into bad. The game wasn't really fun, honestly. I remember this when this game came out. They had a kiosk in Kmart showing it and everything. Not that great of a game. It did give us a very cool final boss with Metal Sonic's transformation. You know, that was pretty badass back in the day. And the final boss music was kind of neat, and the bad ending music was creepy as heck to see Metal basically burn the entire park to the ground, and presumably the world is what I was getting at, is that he just goes around destroying everything. But it was a bad game. It was I would not want to see it come back, you know, maybe for a collection, but honestly it was not that good. Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games. This one was decent. Bad. You know, the Olympic Games are kind of like how EA does sports games, where they keep bringing them out, you know, and it's okay, but it's just nothing. There's nothing right home about, honestly, with these games. This one was meh. You know, Ryu games. I think this is the first one. Yeah, that's the first one, and it was meh. It's kind of set the standard for what they kept doing, but it was meh. Now, I'm not sure this one goes bad. This is the first one. I like the first one. Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games. This is bad. I don't see the newest one, I don't think, on here. I don't see the newest one, unless my eyesight's very bad and one of these is a new one. I don't see the new one. The new one would go into meh. The new one was good, but it wasn't just that great. This isn't the new one. They don't have, let's see, 16, no. Okay, they don't have the new one. I was thinking this is the new one. We're gonna put all the Olympic Games in just bad. You know, they're decent, but they're not that great, honestly. The new one was meh. It was okay, but like I said, I don't see it on his list. So the new one would be meh. Just know that. Mean Bean Machine is gonna be bad. It was that kind of 90s thing where they kind of tried to play off Adventures to Sonic the Hedgehog, and it was okay. It was your technical Puyo Puyo game, and it was okay, but Puyo Puyo was still better. It was the exact same thing. The difficulty was insane, but it was a game that, like I said, when I was little, like they had it in like the old video stores where you could like rent games and stuff over the weekend, and it was always that throwaway title I tried it a few times and it just was not that fun. They brought back that mission in Sonic they brought it back in Sonic Mania as a boss for the Chemical Plant remix. And as you can see, that's kind of how that game was, and it wasn't that fun. Sega, this was meh. You know, kind of a compilation title stuff. Not something I'd care to play again. This Sonic, you know, meh. You know, it's almost the same as this. It's basically the same thing as the original Sonic. I'm putting that one meh because I didn't play it that much, and I still prefer the original. This Chunky Buddy right here is gonna be good. I would put best, but it's just good. I remember playing as a kid, getting stuck on Marble Zone. Was it Marble Zone? Yeah. And my mom actually helped me get past that stage when I was little, getting Spring Hill and stuff. Had good music. It was very fun, but the first game was just not that great. You know, the instant death spikes and stuff, and how that kills you instantly, but you fall in the lava and you can actually live as long as you got a ring. Little picks here and there. You know, the game was great for speed in certain sections. You could like fly across stages. The final boss had some pretty neat music. I love the final boss music actually. That was awesome. But it's good. I'm gonna put this in dumpster fire because I'm gonna go ahead and say it now. I hate compilation games when they release the same game more than once. Like, if you release one compilation, that's fine. But when you release them constantly, and Sonic 1 gets re-released so much on PC, Xbox, PlayStation, Switch, my God, it's just like anything else. My God, anything else. Give me Sonic 3, please. And it's just like Sonic 1, Sonic 1, Sonic 1. It's just like, it's not bad. I just get tired of seeing it. Sonic 2 for the Game Gear, bad. You know, had some pretty good music back in the day, but playing on the Game Gear was a pain in the butt because of the batteries it consumed, and the difficulty was insane just because of the screen size. Like some bosses, especially the first, was insane when I was younger. So Sonic 2, best. Mainly because of the music and the two-player ability, because like I said, my little sister was born this year, and you know, my parents wanted to give us the Sonic game. Was the one game we could buy when I was little, because my parents didn't buy many games, not because we were broke, they just didn't want us playing games all the time. And the Sonic series was one they let us get all the time, and you know, it was very fun, and my sister loved playing as Tails because it's like, oh, I can finally play with my brother. And so we played all the time. We played the two-player mode. It was just fun. I loved the music. It was just a fun game. Stages were great. I remember the Death Egg scared me as a kid because you had no rings. It was hard. When I finally beat it, it was amazing. God, I have memories of that game so fondly. It was good. I even made like a cheesy song to the end music when you finally beat Eggman, and my mom thought it was pretty nice. It was like some cheesy little song a kid makes to a game, but it was good. Sonic 3 and Knuckles is good. No, it's best. On this note, let me go ahead and put Sonic 3 in the good. Like, I like the music more for certain stages in Sonic 3 more than I do Sonic and Knuckles. And most all the songs are the same. It's just Sonic 3 gave us the Stranger in Moscow song by Michael Jackson, and he was the mid-boss music, basically. And the thing is, and you know Michael Jackson was involved in the Jetsons. They were involved in the Ice Cap song, but Michael Jackson made that music, and the mid-boss and the ending theme song for Sonic 3, and that was always top tier music. The mid-boss music is better in 3 than it is in Sonic and Knuckles. I love that kind of, that bop music. It was awesome in Sonic 3, you know, but of course nowadays the Jackson estate wants to be jerks and not release it. The copyright issues with that game is annoying. I would love to see Sonic 3 re-released with that original tracks with that, but we probably never will get that back just because of them. But hey, maybe one day, but I doubtful. It's been like, what, 20 years and we still haven't, so I doubt we'll get it. 3D Blast for Genesis was meh. No, they tried something. It didn't work at all, but it was decent. The Genesis game was okay. Sonic 4, Dumpster Fire. Wait, was this the first one or the second one? That's the second one. It was bad. It had good music. I liked the music. I enjoyed my time playing through it somewhat, but it wasn't that great. I don't want to see this 4 series come back at all. Sonic 4, Dumpster Fire. That game was just bad. Sonic Advance 2, bad. Sonic Advance 3, meh. I enjoyed it a little bit more. I really did. I liked it more. I liked the final boss. The music was a little bit better. I liked it. Sonic Advance 1, Dumpster Fire. Special stages sucked so hard in that game. I did not care for that at all. Sega Tennis, meh. Wasn't that great, honestly. I remember playing that when it came out. I was kind of like, I like the racing game, but what the heck is going on with this tennis game? And it wasn't that great. Black Knight, meh. My sister let me play it, and I enjoyed the music. The music was really good. The story was neat. The storybook games have always been kind of neat, but just nothing just extraordinary. I think there's supposed to be one more in the storybook series, but at this point, I couldn't care less if it comes back or not. Not that I don't like it, it's just like I would not be sad if it didn't come back. Sonic and the Secret Rings, again, good music, but could not care less. Sonic Battle, best. Game had good music. I love the art direction they did with this game. It was fun. It was a fun fighting game. Sadly, it came out on the Game Boy Advance. Had this like been re-released, the online structure now, if they could keep this game online, it would be so fun. The only downside to this game is you pretty much had to play it by yourself if you didn't have friends living near you or something. If you could get this online, this game was hilariously fun. I'd love to see it get actually remade. Not this one. Same animation and stuff, but tweak the game controls a little bit. Bring it back to a new gen. It'd be kind of fun, you know. It got kind of annoying with how the map worked and actually hitting your target somewhat, but it was still fun. That was actually a really good game. I loved it. It was fun. 3D Blast for Game Gear, Dumpster Fire. And we're just gonna go ahead and do this now. Greater than Dumpster Fire, greater than Dumpster Fire, greater than Dumpster Fire. No, the Sonic Boom series is horrible. The TV show is awesome. The TV show has so many so many jokes towards the community and everybody in general. It's like, you know, I like it. And they don't make fun of the community like, say, the new Thundercats Roar show does, which sucks, honestly. They don't take pot shots at the fan base to say, if you don't like this, you suck. But they point at everybody, you know, from the funny fan fictions to the people who obsess over Sonic. You know, it's a great. The TV show's great. The games, not so much. Sonic CD, okay. You know, it had amazing anime opening and ending. The music was awesome. Both soundtrack versions were, but the game itself was it's forgettable. You know, I mean, I liked it, but it's not something I could like. Sonic 3, I can come back to. Sonic 2, I can come back to every now and again. Sonic CD is one of those games I have to be in the mood to play it, honestly. Like, I have to be like, you know what? What the heck? I'll play Sonic CD today. You know, Sonic Chaos, Dumpster Fire was not that great when I was growing up. Sonic Chronicles is going to be okay. I like the story. BioWare did a great job with the story direction in this game. The music was hit or miss for some people. I personally liked it. It was somewhat neat and interesting for a Sonic game, but the story was good. The ending was a huge cliffhanger. I liked it. Kind of sad they can never go back to it. I don't think they are, but I wish it could have continued. Compilation game, like I said, is going to Dumpster Fire just for the premise of a compilation game. Again, no idea why Modern Sonic's on that box. Sonic Drift 2 is meh. Sonic Drift 1 is meh, because they're honestly the same game. They honestly are the same game, just about. And they're both meh. I liked them for what they were growing up, but they were both meh. There's nothing special about them. It's fun to kind of play them here and there, but they're not. There's nothing just that says, "Oh my God, it's Sonic Drift," you know. Sonic Free Riders, said it did so bad. It was interesting concept, but it's meh. Sonic Generations, this is the Game Boy version, I believe, and it's going to bad. And it had good music in it, like the Big Arms remix, but the game was bad, honestly. Sonic Generations is meh, and I know that's probably gonna upset some people, but I hated this game because it started the premise that every game we had to have classic Sonic in it. No, keep his little brown butt in classic, but it was meant to be a coming together game for a big anniversary game with Sega. For some reason, they only want to release games on anniversaries now, and Sonic Generations was okay to me. It had fun boost stages, but the story sucked, you know, and it was nothing. Like, there was no, you couldn't really adventure anywhere. It was pretty much a straight path in the white void to unlock characters that got put to sleep by Time Eater, and that's it. You know, it's kind of fun to zip through stages at Super Sonic and stuff when you unlock them, but people act like that game was like better than the Holy Grail, and I'm like, it's okay. You know, growing up, you know, of all the Sonic games I played, that one is like probably the most overhyped one, and it's just decent at best, to me, you know. Sonic Heroes, okay, it had good music and a good premise. It gave us Neo Metal Sonic, but the fact we couldn't actually fight his first form and the controls have, like, the game has not aged well, but it was still a pretty fun concept back in the day. I had it on GameCube, and it was fun. It was somewhat fun, but again, not just something I would like be praiseworthy on a pedestal. You know, it was okay. Sonic Labyrinth is going into dumpster fire. Wait, no, not that bad of a game now. Basically, imagine slow Sonic. That's what that game is. Sonic slow constantly, and it was not that fun. Not much to say on it. It's just you're slow. Sonic Jam. It's a compilation, but I actually like this one a little bit more, just from the premise of how you can find the games and stuff in it. It's gonna go into okay. Lost World, bad, because I believe that's the yeah, that's going to, this one's going to dumpster fire. Now the console version for the Wii U is going to bad. I hate Lost World. I hate the Deadly Six in this game because they're basically Disney afternoon villains. They're so goofy and stupid. You go from characters like Chaos, the Final Hazard, which is actually it's just a giant lizard that shows a space station up his ass, and Solaris, who's a Time Eater god, to these goofy characters. They're just goofy villains, and it's just stupid. And this is kind of when Sonic started well, it was actually Sonic Colors, where they started doing more goofy Sonic stories, you know, because they got comedy writers to start doing the script for them. And granted, not every game has to be edgy like Shadow the Hedgehog for Sonic, but at the same time, as you're growing up, it is nice to see the characters you grew up with kind of face more serious threats and themes. Sonic Lost World was just goofy as hell. I mean, I'm sorry for language, but seriously, that game was just, God, I hate the Deadly Six. But thankfully, IDW and the comics have started to make them feel like more of an actual threat. Like, if they were written like they are in the comics right now, I may have liked that game more. But instead, they're goofy. In the comics, they seem like actual real world, God, these are like deadly people, like telling like the Zombots to actually beat the virus into survivors. That's creepy and awesome at the same time, you know. Pinball Party, bad. Actually, dumpster fire. Neo Pocket, bad, you know. Not much to say on it, honestly. Bad. Actually, Zero Riders was meh. I give that one a meh. The first Sonic Riders was just not that great. Didn't age well. Sonic Rivals, bad. Some interesting music, but the story and gameplay was kind of not that great, honestly, for those two games. I could live without those. They weren't made. As hilarious as it is, I'm gonna put Sonic R as okay. Not because it's so much as good. I like the music. It had 90s music. You gotta understand, it's hard to understand for if you're younger, but that game is nothing but pure 90s right there. In the music department, the controls suck. I mean, if you want to know suck, that suck. I mean, I've run into more walls. I've run into paths I thought were paths that were actually just dead ends that look like paths. You know, it was bad. Half the race, you're literally just jumping because the game is so broken. You can actually jump over sections of a stage because you don't know where to go. You just use a jump because the jump basically will carry you over certain paths because you don't know where you're going. You're just jumping. But the music is awesome, but the game is short as hell. It's like, I think like 4 stages, and it's very broken. If you get Supersonic, you win automatically. If the race starts and you see Supersonic, just set the controller down. You lost, you know. Or if you got Metal Sonic, you may can keep up, or maybe Metal Knuckles. One of those two were pretty fast, but the music makes it okay, and you know, I like what they were trying to do if they had tweaked it more, but the controls are bad, but it was still, I liked it for what it was, you know. I know that's weird, it's weird, but hey, it's, you know. Rush Adventure was meh. Actually, it was bad. I didn't care for that one too much. Sonic Rush is going into okay. It had great black church gospel music at the end of it. That's a joke, you know, because the end of the song sounds like a gospel song. It introduced Blaze. The gameplay was fun. The bosses were neat. It was kind of a neat premise for the 3D or for the DS. I liked it, you know. Eggman Naga and stuff. It was interesting. Sonic Shuffle, meh. It would have been okay if I had friends that lived around me back then. Because see, a lot of party games, one thing I hate is when they have local co-op, but they don't invest in online because hey, not all of us are still 12 years old or 11, you know, where I can go to Ricky's house on the weekend and play this. No, I'm older, live by myself, you know, in grad school. It's like, well, I don't really have any friends that don't have babies now that can come over and play this game, you know. So it's like kind of stuck playing against the AI, you know. Had it had more online features and stuff, I could have gave it okay, but the games are not that great, honestly. But it was still fun to play, but the games weren't just that great. Sonic Spinball is going to go into bad. I mean, it was bad, you know. And you could play it, and I beat it, but I don't want to go back in that world ever again. I don't want to go back. It scares me. I don't want to go back. Sonic the Fighters, meh. It was kind of a neat premise to have Sonic in the fighting game before Sonic Battle, but had this been tweaked more and it hadn't made it such a pain in the butt to get Supersonic, like actually unlock him, you know, without cheesing, I would have liked it more. But my God, the game was just, you know, it's not that great, and it's beatable within like maybe, you can honestly beat this game in like 12 minutes, if not faster. I forget how short it is, but it's short. Like you can sit down, sorry, I got hair in my eye. It's short. Now you can beat that game within like 10, 12 minutes. It's short. It's super short, you know. Okay, it's not even 12 minutes, probably less than that, you know. Tails Adventures was okay. Meh. The controls were horrible. The password setup was horrible because it didn't really explain what it did. I beat the game, but my God, the inventory management was horrible in this game. I like the story. I like seeing Tails on his own, kind of his own adventure, you know, like, man, okay, they're giving Tails his own little spot in the sunlight. But the control management, the password, you know, God, it got confusing after a while in that game. You know, because you know what to do. Don't ever use a password that gives you like all the stages and stuff, because you don't know what to do. It doesn't explain anything, and that makes the game really hard. We're gonna put this one in bad. Triple Trouble, Dumpster Fire, Sonic. Let's see what else we can rate before we get to that. Sonic Unleashed. We're gonna pretend this is actually the PlayStation version and Xbox version. We're gonna put it okay. Now, if it was the Wii version, I'd put it into bad. But we're gonna pretend, cause I see Wii right there. I'm gonna pretend this because they don't have one for the PlayStation, Xbox. We're gonna pretend that this is the PlayStation version because it's okay. I love the music. I love the stages. I love the bosses. Actually, put it good. Amazing game. Loved it. The final boss and everything, great. I love the character development. Great game. Loved it. Awesome. Great game. Let's do Sonic Forces. It's, man, I love the music in Sonic Forces. I love the music so much. God, the music is awesome. Not as good as Unleashed or 06, but it's still good. it's up there. It's like an A place ranking. But the game was bad. The game was rushed. The story made no sense. It was stupid, and that hurt the game for me. You know, it's like Infinite he was shown to be like this badass. Like when they first showed him off, like, okay, this is awesome. And he turns out to be a whiny little brat in the game who can't figure out, like, why can my attacks pass through the Avatar character, the OC character? You know, he can't figure it out. It's like, you're the only character with these powers. How do you think he's phasing through it? He's probably using one of those fake rubies you dropped fighting Silver, you know? And he can't put two and two together. And at the end of the game, he just gets whisked away. And they don't explain what happened to him. Like, what? It's worse than the Bleach ending. I heard Bleach is coming back. It's worse than Bleach's ending because it's just like, if I throw this water bottle across my room, it goes somewhere. But if I don't tell you where it went, I mean, God, the ending was bad. And the final boss with Eggman was just boring as hell. It seriously was one of the weakest final bosses in the modern game. And like I said, and the game could have been good. It was rushed and toned down, like I said, and I hate when Sega does this crap because it was geared to be this giant game about war where Eggman finally won. The world is just on the brink of collapse. You got a small resistance, and the original concept art looked amazing where you literally see a city completely on fire. It looks dark and gritty. Sonic's like, I gotta stop this somehow. I lost, how can I come back from this? Eggman has his mechs destroying the city, and then the final trailer comes out, the first one, and it's not as dark and gritty as the concept art. It's still a city on fire, but it's not as dark and gritty. And it shows Sonic, like, he's like, okay, let's stop this. He rushes at the mechs. Who pops out? Who pops out and ruins that trailer? Freaking pot-bellied classic Sonic with a giant smile in this war-torn world. He's just like, hey, buddy, let's go do this. I'm like, my God, y'all could not shoehorn him in at a worse time, could you? You know, so the game is basically you and your pot-bellied self and an Avatar character fighting Eggman. And the game doesn't give you a war-torn themed world. Like, you hear it on the comms like, oh, Infinite's destroying our forces and stuff, but they don't really show a war. It's so bright and cheerful for most of the game. And it's just like, what happened? What happened? And it was annoying. Let's do Sonic Mania. This may upset some people. It was okay. It was like when I first did this video, I put it in meh, but I brought it up since then. The music was good. The little animations beginning was neat and stuff. The cutscenes, but the game was not something I care for. I mean, it was nostalgia panning. Honestly, that's all it was. Pandering, sorry. Not that great. I mean, it was great, but it's not like something I would just say like, this is the best Sonic game ever. I mean, it is since recent times because we have, you know, 06 and stuff, but it was fun. I had the collector's edition. The game is right there in my tote, but I could care less about playing it again. I beat it. I've done everything in it, but the story was stupid. But then again, classic is different from modern Sonic. Classic games were meant to be more silly and humorous because the egg guys were not that. They weren't a threat in the game. They just felt like goofy little throwaway characters again. Like there was no real threat, honestly, to me. And but the game had good music. The stages were neat. But overall, the game was, you know, it was okay. It was just okay to me, honestly. Like I said, I love it, but I'm not gonna dig it out that box anytime soon. Let's go to All Stars. No, let's go to Adventure. Adventure 1 is good. Adventure 2 is good. I can't really put either one over the top because I like elements from both. I like Adventure 1, and I wish they go back to the style where you can actually explore a world. 06 did it somewhat, but if 06 was better, I'd like it more in that concept. But Adventure 1 was fun because you had to explore the world to find stages. Like when Tails, once you come to his workshop, what do you gotta do? You have to explore. You gotta actually go to his workshop. You take off in the tornado. That was awesome. You want to find the ice cap zone. You actually break a mountain apart. You go into there. You find the ice cap zone. You know, you can visit the floating island. You know, when it crashes. You know, you can go to the egg carrier. That was so much fun to explore the world and find these stages and stuff. I loved it about the Adventures game. Sadly, it did not age well, and it's kind of clippy and buggy at times, but it was still fun in that concept. Adventure 2 took it a step further, but took away some things. You know, I like the stages, I like the music, I like the character story. I love Shadow and Rouge and stuff. Very story driven. The only sad thing is you couldn't explore. There was no adventure so much as you were driven to that stage. You couldn't explore the world and find a desert yourself, or get on a space station and go to like the Ark yourself. The game drove you to those points, you know. At least in Adventure 1, it may give you hints to like, go here, but you could explore to your heart's content to get to that point, you know. Sure, I wish the worlds were bigger in Adventure 1 now that I look back on it, but I still like that more than being driven, just straightforward driven, you know. And both games gave us to the Chao Gardens. I love the Chows. I want them to come back. I miss my babies. I want to take care of them. I want to stick coconuts down their throat. I miss them. I want my babies to come back, you know. Let's do All-Stars. All-Stars is going to go into best. So is Transform. I like both of them. Now, Transform by all means has a better controls. I love the fluid transformation from boat to plane. That was amazing. It was so fluid in how they transformed, you know. The trick system, the music, the characters, awesome. The only bad thing is it's like the specials and the announcer in the first game was much better, you know. The announcer in Sonic All-Stars was over the top. He was into it. He was yelling, he was screaming, his heart was into it. And the specials were better in All-Stars than Transform, because like Sonic in Transform would just basically turn to plane mode and basically bounce with rings surrounding him into other players. In All-Stars, he would go supersonic and fly into other characters. Same for Shadow. That was more awesome. You know, I missed that. That was awesome, you know, when they did that kind of stuff. Billy Hatcher had a giant egg and stuff. You know, that was more awesome in All-Stars than Transform. But they're both good games. I love both. I bought both. And at first, I thought Sonic All-Stars was kind of stupid. I didn't play it. I just thought it was dumb at first. You know, why Sonic Racing? But then I went to an anime convention and actually played it in the game room. I was like, okay, this is awesome. I'm going to buy this after I leave this place. And I did. Loved it. Love Transform. But I hate Team Sonic Racing. The game sucks. And it's not on this list, sadly. But Team Sonic Racing sucks. The story sucks. The music is awesome. But the gameplay is dumb. You know, like I know it's a new concept. But the fact you're penalized if your teammates aren't as good as you is just dumb, you know. And that could be said about like any competitive game like Overwatch and stuff. But unlike that, you can be good, but you'll still lose. You can be good in team racing and win at first, and lose if your team comes in last because they're just that bad, you know. But Team Sonic Racing, I still have it, but I'm never gonna play it again. It was just bad. It was buggy at times. I think they patched some of the bugs out of it and stuff, but still, I'm not gonna put it in my system anytime soon. I deleted it off my Xbox. It's gonna stay that way. I mean, I'm gonna have to have no games or be just bored as hell to put that game back in my system, you know, honestly. And it had no DLC support. That's another bad thing. It came out right around the time Crash did, and Crash has gave support to their game like unbelievably. They gave all kinds of support for that game, you know, new characters, new tracks, you know, all free. You know, of course they have microtransactions you can pay for, don't, but at least they're supporting the game. Sonic Team Racing didn't get jack squat, you know. So Shadow is going to okay. I like the darker story. I really did. The story was amazing in Shadow. I like that. The gunplay could have been better. They did bring it down from a T to an E. I don't think that hurt it so much, or E10, but still, I think it could have been better if they left it as teen. You know, they took out some of the cursing and stuff, except for the hell or something like that. You know, the gunplay could be a little bit better. I think if they tweaked it nowadays and remade it, it could be better. That was like early kind of Sonic games, like little splashes of light and stuff. I like the story, like I said, with Shadow and Devil Doom and Black Doom and all this stuff. It developed Shadow's story a little bit further, but it came up short, honestly. Like, it had no replayability, but okay, it did. But what I mean is, like, once you did everything, that was it. Like, it had multiple paths you could go down, and most of the endings were the same. You're either going to kill Eggman, you're going to resolve to save the world, or you're going to destroy it. The true ending is you save the world, but still, it was neat to see those different endings. The only thing is with games like that, though, you know there's only going to be one true canon ending, so that kind of messed with it a little bit. Like, what if I wanted Shadow to be pure evil? You know, no, he's gonna be still an anti-hero. He's a good guy, basically. But I remember when I first bought this, I had pre-ordered it at GameStop, and I went to pick it up at a midnight launch. The only thing is, it came out like during a football game, and the guy was like, he knew me, but he was like, who can to pick up Shadow the Hedgehog? You know, I was the only person there for Shadow the Hedgehog. Everybody else there was for football. And he's like, don't be ashamed, man. Come up here and get your game. And I got my game and stuff, but it was still funny back then to think about that. And the most controversial thing I'm gonna do on this list, that probably will drive some people mad, I'm putting this in best. Let me go ahead and say it now before some people start getting their panties in the wad and, you know, flipping their hair back. The game is buggy as hell. It sucks. It's buggy as hell. It's glitchy as hell. It looks like trash in the in-game cutscenes, but this is probably the only Sonic game that has ever got me, as they say, hyped for a game ever. This game got me so excited back when they showed it off at E3 that I left school, went home, set my system to download this to be ready when I got home, and came back to school during my lunch. Back then, schools, you know, we were more lenient back then. In the world nowadays, you can't do that. You know, y'all people messed it up. Back then, I did that. I've never been so hyped for a game in my life. The E3 trailer was just... No Sonic game has had an E3 trailer like that. That was the best. And I'm talking about before we knew how the game played. I'm saying erase that from your mind and think back to when it was first shown. You know, before we had the controls and stuff. That game was amazing. The trailer, the music, just God tier. God tier. Seeing Sonic run across water, seeing him in the speed sections, seeing him fight Egg Cerberus, you know, it was just awesome. I was like, holy crap, what is this? This is like a reboot? Holy crap, I love this. This is amazing. Seeing Elise, seeing the new Eggman, seeing the egg SWAT bots, you know, I was like, oh my God, this is blowing my mind. I remember I showed my cousin the opening. He was like, dude, this looks like Final Fantasy. It's like, it looks that good. I'm like, I know, it looks amazing. But sadly, when the game came out, we saw that it was bad. We saw it was buggy. We saw it was glitchy. Just bad. Bad. You know, I remember the first time I played it, I honestly thought most of my deaths and stuff were my own fault. It wasn't until later that I saw, no, the game was just buggy. It was broken. You know, you can't, you know, White Atropolis should have told me something when my snowboard kept stopping. Like, what's going on here? Why is it so bad? You know, and it was just broken. But I still enjoyed the game. Like, the in-game cutscenes were horrible, but the CGI cutscenes, like the endings and the openings, were amazing. Some of the best Sega's ever done, I think, outside Sonic Unleashed. It also has one of the best soundtracks in the Sonic series, I think, honestly. The music in 06 is like A+, S+ tier. It's like God tier. It's amazing. Like, you can't tell me you cannot listen to Aquatic Bass, and that's not just amazing. That music is God tier. And I love Silver. I love his introduction to the game. Like in the E3 trailer, like, you didn't know who this hedgehog was. You didn't know he was good or bad. You just hear him say, I finally found him, the Iglis Trigger. And he clenches his fist like, okay, he must not like Sonic very much. And you just see Sonic in like flames. Like, okay, so Sonic's tied to this disaster somehow, you know? It was awesome. I loved it for that reason. And that's why I put it in best. Mostly because it's got me, no Sonic game has got me that hype for a game since then. I just wish Sega had not screwed it so hard. Because the game was bad, and there's no excuse for that. But at the same time, it's Sega's own fault for one, rushing it out the door for some stupid anniversary that they only care about. I could care less that Sonic games come out on the 20th or 30th anniversaries. Just give me a new Sonic game, dang it. Make sure it's good and just give it to me. I could care less when you bring it out, you know. But they care for that for some reason. You can knock the leaving out the blue, you know, during development, you know. I'm sure they still could have made a great game without him, but him leaving didn't help. Splitting the team up, you know, for Sonic and the Secret Rings because, oh, we gotta have a game for the Wii, but I mean, shouldn't the team stay together? Nope, split you guys in half. One work on this, one work on this. Let's go with it. Like, well, there you go. You just screwed up further, you know. And then using the PlayStation build for the game instead of the Xbox build because I know it probably didn't make a whole lot in the end. It's still gonna be bad, but the Xbox demo controlled so much better than the actual PlayStation game. But from what I understand is they used the PlayStation build over the Xbox build, you know, and so that's why the controls are even worse than it was in the demo, you know. But history's history. You can't change that now, and it sucks, but you know. Otherwise, if it wasn't for the music and like I said, the CGI and the hype, I would put Sonic 06 in meh. But because of that, you know, I haven't got that feeling in a long time. It stays in best for me. But that is my list right here, you know. And I know a lot probably won't agree with this, but hey, like I said, this is just my list. Like I said, I've been a Sonic fan since, like I said, the very beginning of the Sonic series. And so I grew up through each one of these games, and they all mean something to me. Now, that doesn't mean they're all good to me, but each one has a special place in how I remember the games growing up, you know, till where I'm at now in life. But that's my list. Let me know what you guys think. Do you have any certain games you like? I know probably some are going to say Sonic Mania is the best thing or Sonic Heroes, but let me know in the comments, guys. And that's it for right now. And I'm going to look on this site to see what other kind of tier lists they have for stuff. But until later, guys, I'll talk to you